Welcome back to Retirement News Online. I'm your host, Carrie Osep. So one of the biggest surprises in retirement isn't market volatility, it's emotional hesitation. And after decades of saving, many retirees struggle to flip that switch from accumulation to distribution. And after all that saving, they're even told they can spend, or you can spend irresponsibly, but even when the math says you're fine. Well, to make sense of all of this is Robert Edgin from Colorado Springs. And Robert, thank you so much for bringing yourself and, of course, some wisdom to us today.
It's so great to be here with you. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So, Rob, how do you show clients that they can safely spend without, of course, running out of money?
Yeah, this concept is so important because that is one of the things we see with clients all the time. They've worked so hard to get to the top of this mountain, and then once they're there, they're kind of scared to go back down the other way. They're scared to see things go the opposite of what it's always gone. So we use a lot of different software and systems. We run what are called Monte Carlo analysis. We stress test to see how much they can spend, how long they can spend it in as many ways as possible. And one of the things that we always talk to our clients about is how much of that should be guaranteed income. Because if it's guaranteed, you never have to worry about it running out. So that's a great concept. And just to throw in there, I'm also what's called an RICP. That's a Retirement Income Certified Planner, which means I talk to people about income and retirement all the time.
So you do all the work for us.
We make it easy. We
That's
say,
what
look,
we love to hear.
Yeah, we should not be asking you to do the work, right? You're asking us to do the work. We are here to make your life simpler, easier, and better.
We love that. Well, how do you help clients then separate that lifestyle spending from our favorite, the must-have spending?
That's right. So we break it down into a concept called paychecks and playchecks. You know, first thing that you need when you get into retirement, your paycheck is stopped. So what do you need? You need a replacement paycheck. That's going to cover all of your necessities, your food, your clothing, your shelter, your insurance, all of those sorts of things. But if that's all you do in retirement, you're missing out on what retirement is all about. So introducing paychecks and a consistent income distribution, a consistent paycheck that you get every month where you know you have guaranteed money to have fun, that makes a big difference in retirees' satisfaction.
That's my new favorite phrase, a paycheck. That's what I want to acquire.
The paychecks are important, but the paychecks are really what get you to that next level.
For sure. And how do you stress test maybe a retirement plan for market downturns and inflation, the not so fun part?
So yeah, and kind of the same concept as clients not running out of money is stress testing their portfolio. So again, we rely heavily on what are called Monte Carlo simulations. We rely on a lot of software, but basically what we do is we even take and we reduce the interest rates that we think you're going to get or you think you're going to get. So we can tell you pretty dang accurately you can expect it to spend, to last this long, to spend this much without the fear of running out or your portfolio going away.
Love that. And please help me save money. That's what we're all here for, right?
We're going to do it.
And my last question for you, Rob, is how do you coach clients emotionally through that shift from being a saver to being a spender? Yeah,
and that is a hard shift. So my dad has been retired for a number of years, and I manage his funds and I help him with retirement. And I'm constantly having to say to him, and he is from this business, so he gets how it works, but I'm constantly having to say to him, Dad, you're still not spending your money. And he always says the same thing, well, what if it runs out? What if it doesn't last, right? What if this, what if that? So making that emotional switch is pretty tough on a lot of retirees. Again, it goes back to that concept. If you know that you've got some guaranteed income, if you know that you've got a paycheck and a playcheck, and then worst case scenario, if you just screw up and don't take it, eventually the IRS helps you remember to take it by making you do required minimum distributions.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, but setting it up on your own terms is really how you win.
What's your dad's name?
Lynn.
Len, if you want me to spend your paychecks, send it my way. I'll help him out.
I'll talk to him about it.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for all that wisdom. And if people want to find you, learn some more, where can they find you at?
Easiest thing to do is find us online, EJCteam.com, EJCteam, like footballteam.com.
Yeah,
and then we've got a radio show that's getting ready to launch, so you'll be able to find us more there. Or they can call us at the office, 719-685-8585.
All right, you heard it from him. Thanks so much, Rob. And thank you all for joining us for Retirement News Online. See you next time.